Hey guys, it's me. Yes, I'm making another video almost immediately after my first one. So I was just watching someone rattle on something out of their buttocks on Star Wars. Okay, so this is canon. This book is canon. Disney backed it. This was published. This is also canon. Okay? Disney backed it. Was published. This person was talking out of their ass. I mean, so much out of their ass that it was actually complete BS. So, it was on the lightsabers themselves. Don't get me started. Okay. Any Jedi can have any color lightsaber. The Kyber crystal, which is alive, chooses you. It can be any color. So this here is an orange. Orange and yellow are used by the Jedi Sentinels. Okay, let me open up my Jedi Path. Those are the ones that are mainly used by the Sentinels because that's what their style is. They're protectors. They're the guardians of the temple of Ilum. And on Coruscant, they were the protectors. They were killed. They were the first ones to get killed. There's only one that survived. Okay, so the Guardians are the peacekeepers. Okay. Consulars are the seers. Healers. Researchers, ambassadors, diplomats, and lore keepers. Sentinels, the recruiters, and the protectors of Ilum, because they bring the recruits to Ilum. They're tech experts, slicers, and they're shadows. Okay. There is only ever one that you knew of. Plo Koon. Plo Koon had a yellow one, a blue one, an orange one, and a green one. Okay, so they do not change color. They do not. Absolutely not. They do not at all. Even Asajj Ventress explained in the Clone Wars movie, TV show, when she appeared, and all over the place, Sith and Jedi have explained that it chooses you. It's alive. So Anakin's lightsaber chose him, his son, and his granddaughter. Okay. Oh, well, you can't say that because it's not canon. Yes, it is. So there's no real special meaning behind the colors. Okay. There's only two that had special meaning. Ready? Black and white. The black saber was meant for the Mandalore. It chose the Mandalore, and the Mandalore's mask was combined. So if someone found the mask, or was the new Mandalore, the saber, which means power, it shows true force. Brute force, not the force. But the person also had to be a force user. So every Mandalorian was a force user, but they chose not to because they used it as a regenerative ability. And that's why it was in their Durasteel. white was for the highest count of the council, which Yoda could have had white, which means they are the true leader of the order. But there was only one white crystal out there, then it broke into three. Because there's three that could have gotten it. In the Clone Wars, Ahsoka Tano, not Tenno, because it's not an E, it's an A, Tano. Ahsoka Tano was able to tap into the Force unwillingly and have an unlimited supply of the Force being poured into her. And she found the white crystals and they went into her saber without her making it happen. But that didn't show in the Clone Wars TV show at all. Basically, it showed that the colors changed when that's not what happened at all. Basically, a red kyber crystal is a synthetic crystal that was grown, and if a dark side user was putting it into their saber and they were a Sith, the saber that they chose would have had a red. The first one red, and the other ones could be another color that chose them, but the red would overtake it because it was a synthetic, and synthetic would be more dominant for color. But there was only one natural red kyber crystal, which one light side user got before they went to the dark side. It chose her, and then she was corrupted by a dark side Force user, but she never really wanted to use a red saber. She then forced another one to be green, but then that one was destroyed, and then she turned to the dark side. So, blue, green, yellow, orange, purple have no special meaning. Pink has no meaning. None of them really have meaning except for the two that I said. The kyber crystals do have feelings, like he said in the thing, yada yada yada. But you could have used the red saber as a light sider. And you could have used the blue one as a dark sider. But people think there's a special meaning behind it all. No. Mace Windu had a purple one. So did Mara Jade. Princess Leia. Well, Leia Organa Solo had it also. Then Rey found a magenta one and then a pink one. Well, it was not really Rey, but Luke's daughter found one. Well, actually, found her, but found them. Mace Windu had a purple one because, yes, he had visions of him using a purple one when he was a child, when he was training with the training sabers, which the kyber crystals had no feeling because they were handed off to each user. They were dead crystals that were still usable because they were so old. Blue, sorry, well, let's just say Jedi Guardians. They were more protectors, like I said. They were always out there trying to protect the innocents, all of that. They could have had any color. So I'll list a couple of the Guardians. Qui-Gon Jinn, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Ahsoka Tano, Mace Windu, actually. I just listed a few examples. They're the Guardians. Consulars. Yoda. Anakin. Obi-Wan. Luke. A few others. I'm just listing those as examples. Sentinels. Plo Koon. Bastila Shan. Revan. Malak, before he turned to the dark side, which his name was actually Alec, A-L-E-K, and Malak, after when he turned to the dark side, it was M-A-L-A-K. Yeah, those are just a few examples. Hmm. Ah, I was just taking a few moments of silence to let it sink. This explains it. This book explains each role. Usually the consulars would have green and guardians would have blue. Sentinels will have yellow and orange. But it was not always the case. Qui-Gon was a guardian who actually can turn to the Force. Well, anyone could turn to the Force if they studied hard enough. Yes, you had to study because that way you can give up your physical body to become the Force or become part of the Force. So that way you can pass on your knowledge. And yes, Qui-Gon Jinn did turn to the Force. Um, and he guided Obi-Wan to make his final decision after Anakin died and became Darth Vader. Um, like I said, that one person's video was BS. And this is me with 15 years of research on Star Wars. So, people tend to not give a crap. They get paid to make the video, and they don't do in-depth research. They probably do a month worth, which is not even enough. They watch the movies and analyze it that way. No, you don't watch the movies. The movies don't have everything. And Disney says those are canon. No, they're not. Those are not canon whatsoever. The movies are just entertainment for people to watch and probably get interested until read the books. Because movies grew popular before the books, but the books were published before the movies. And Mace Windu did not die like he did in the movie at all. In the book, he actually cried when he lost his arm and then he was finished by the Emperor because the Emperor electrocuted him to death. Anakin actually cut off his hand and then was thrown out into the. He was electrocuted to death, and then almost to death. He was paralyzed, and then Palpatine threw him out the window basically, and he went head first to the center of the planet of Coruscant. And Coruscant had an insect fall. That's an analogy that when a person falls off a building, it goes splat, like a bug on a windshield, splat. Just squishing a bug. Like I said, that person's video was full of bullshit. But you guys have a great rest of your night.